Feel free to grab any beverages, snacks. It might be a couple of hours. We will try to give a break in between the presentation or halfway through the meetup, but I would encourage everyone to use this time to get something to eat or drink.
Ice cream, Lou. Aha.
Washroom breaks is also advised at this point in time.
Yes, please.
Please mute first.
That's fine.
Maybe since everyone's quiet, we can maybe have some community announcements. Antoine, I know you've always got something going on in the community. Do you have anything to share with us today?
I'm just busy posting the meetup links in the WhatsApp groups right now. Did you make me a co-host? You should make me a co-host. But yeah, I just want to say that the bounty platform we're working on is live. If you want to try it out, go to xdie.bdu.dev. I'll put the link in the chat, but it's xdie.bdu.dev. And that's just a bounty platform. Just try it out. There's a Discord link on there you can join. And yeah, just want to put it out there. We'll announce more in the future.
Can I say something, guys?
Sure. Go ahead, Mike.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to post our YouTube channel here in the Zoom chat. And what you can do is click on that. You can see some of our past meetups. We're going to have more posted up very soon. Subscribe to it, hit the little bell so you can get notified when we have new videos coming out. Typically right now for the next foreseeable future, we'll have new content every Wednesday, and we'll have some new stuff coming out with our meetups real soon.
Cool.
Anyone else? I can pick on maybe Leo or Jerry or Alwyn. Anything in the community wise? You guys know anything that's going on that might be interesting to share with the folks?
Well, okay, so I guess I would go. Once the presentation is done, after the Q&A, we can kind of get into a section on news on hand, meaning what's happening within the blockchain crypto space. I know everybody's been talking about this quasi, what's it called, double spend or not thereof of double spend that happened within a week and a half ago. See what other people's quote unquote input is and what mine is. I actually was on, I've been on a few discussions to see what other people's interpretation are. And we can actually have a little mini discussion on that after all this is done before, during the networking portion of it.
I have a question. This is my first time in this meetup, so thank you all for hosting me. And I'm curious if this group approaches Bitcoin from a technological or economical or philosophical approach. So is this mostly a technology group or an economics group or trading?
Leo, you want to take that?
Okay, I guess I'll take care of that one. Because the thing is, the group is the core team is so vast in skill and understanding. We touch on all. We touch on trading or the economic aspect of it, the technological aspect of it, because we work on we're working on some development as well. So let's put it this way. So Bitcoin Bay, which I guess Gaurav is going to get into, but I will touch on it. We start off as a community initiative, whereby people have backgrounds in banking, capital markets, IT, and whatnot. So we got together and we started to learn and we started to share the ideas with each other. And then we opened it up to the rest of the community. Now, as that said, so we just don't focus on one segment of the space. we focus on the whole breadth of the space, from the technological aspect of it to the economic aspect of it, i.e. token economics or finance, capital markets, the innovation part of it as well. And on the business side, Bitcoin Bay as a company, because we understand we actually work in the whole ecosystem, we focus on the whole vertical. So to like today, we're just talking about exchanges, right? But again, we've also helped and consulted with some exchanges as well. We've done topics and discussions on trading methodology. We've consulted with people, basically helping them actually trade, come up with trading strategies and stuff like that on the business side. So to answer your question, yes to all those. And again, we're growing our bandwidth with as the core team grows, or as the team and its ancillaries grows, our skill set grows and broadens as well.
We're agnostic. Basically,
Yes.
the way to say it.
Yep. Well put.
So I guess maybe just to go off Leo's point, maybe this might be a good time just to talk a little bit about what Bitcoin Bay is doing, just an extension of what Leo mentioned. So we are building the world's blockchain ecosystem starting here in Toronto. We've been around as a group since 2014. Bitcoin Bay is where your blockchain journey begins. Welcome to Canada's largest and longest running blockchain community. And we are also a blockchain consultancy. Our mission is to grow the blockchain ecosystem globally, beginning from here in Canada. We love Canada, but we also love the world. So we want everyone to benefit. I'd like to take this time to thank one of our partners for this meetup, Louis B. She's a great person who's been around in the space, and she does an OTC Bitcoin exchange located in Toronto, Ontario. Her location, primarily, if you can see on the right side of your screen, is here, mainly on 279 Spadina Avenue. Her contact information is on there with her phone number. So if you're looking to get into Bitcoin and buying over the desk, over OTC, you can contact Louis. She's also in the meetup, so feel free to find her, chat with her, ask her any questions you might also have, and she can take it from there. How does Bitcoin Bay help? Well, like Leo mentioned, we've got expertise of people from different backgrounds. So we help in many different areas, such as product development, building decentralized applications, working on cryptocurrency trading strategies, like such as today with doing the meetup. We help the community with working on their exchange strategy or whatever it may be, helping you in that process of understanding crypto. Ideation assessment. We have got some good investor relations within the community as well. On the business side, we've got people who are looking to invest into certain technologies, companies. So we've got good reputation with those investors as well. We also want to make sure that crypto adoption keeps growing. So if you're a merchant, you own a store, you're an online brand or e-commerce website that wants to adopt crypto, reach out to us. We can definitely engage with you to find out how we can help you in making that process smoother. We've got the team. So you guys have already heard Leo speak a little bit. He is one of the co-founders. We've got Jerry, Edward, Antoine, myself, and we've got Alwyn D'Souza. I gave some time at the beginning of the meetup when we opened up the room for community announcements. We've had a couple of people chat. If you are jumping in after that period in time and you've got something to say for a community announcement of what you're doing as a project, your company, whatever it may be, this would be a great time to talk about before we jump into the presentation. So if anyone has a couple of community announcements before we can get right into the presentation, please do raise your hand, or you can type your question in the chat as well. Okay, I'm gonna take the silence as like a sign of no community announcements, unless someone speaks up in like the next 30 seconds. Oh, so we've got Joe.
Hey, I just want to say I'm very excited for this session, and I'm looking forward to it. So thanks for the main core team to host this event. So yeah, thanks Bitcoin Bay team.
All right. Actually, let me add something as well. So we're always looking for people in the community that want to help or do something, volunteer, either with the community engagement aspect of it or on the business side. For people, we have internships as well as just straight volunteering. So if you just want to volunteer, just send an email to, I think it's volunteer@bitcoinbay.ca, or just ping me on LinkedIn, Meetup, or any of those social media things, or ping any of the other people on here, either to volunteer or to do an internship, and we should be able to connect you and see if we can help each other as well. So that's one thing I'd like to add.
Also, since I'm the only Bitcoin Bay meetup outside of the GTA right
GT.
now, if you guys are in southwestern Ontario anywhere, I know we saw somebody from St. Catharines, we saw somebody from if you're from London or anywhere along those lines, feel free to reach out to us as well. They'll point you towards me. We can work together and see what we can do to help you guys grow the Bitcoin community also outside of the GTA as well.
Thank you guys for that. And I think what we'll do is we'll jump into the presentation now. So without further ado, sorry, just give me 1 second here. We've got the presentation by Alwyn, and I'm gonna let him set up and give him access here. Leo, if you don't mind, I will give him the reins and I'll stop the share here.
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen, guys. Just give me a second. Host disabled participant screen sharing. Hang on. Hey, I'm hitting share screen, Gaurav, and it gives me host disabled participant screen sharing. So do I get to share my screen?
Yeah, just I think Leo has to give you the access. I think he's the main host of this meetup.
Okay.
Am I the main host? Let me just see. Host. Where is it? How the hell do I get that garbage? Participant. Where's the again? This is
Hey Leo, it's in security settings.
okay. There we go.
Make me a host.
So security settings.
Okay, share screen. I'm just sharing my
Okay,
screen.
I got it. I got the option. So I'm gonna share my screen. And I hit share. And I'm gonna start again by asking you guys a question. Just give me a second. Do you see two wallets side by side on my screen?
Yes.
Okay, good. So that means the screen share is working. Okay, so over to me now, guys. Probably an hour or so you guys will have to listen, and I get to talk. So 2 weeks ago, exactly 2 weeks ago, we had a presentation wherein I started off with these exact two wallets. They are Coinomi wallets. They are on the cloud on two different machines. And the reason I had them running was because I wanted to show people how to start by downloading a wallet and doing a basic transfer from one wallet to another. Now, that was done, and I still have 0.78 USD in Litecoin on the other wallet. We actually initiated this wallet and did a whole bunch of stuff. And I did mention to all of you that whatever happened in that last meetup, it was recorded. And hence, I would put that up in a presentation. Now, we've spoken about our sponsor, Louis, and we have her location at 279 Spadina. For those of you who want to look at that, what we did, the last time. It's posted for now on this link. It teaches you the basics. It teaches you a wallet by the name of Coinomi. It shows you how to do a basic transaction. It gives you a very good mindset. There's a bit of an echo, guys. Is that me? Okay. It gives you a very good mindset. Let me know if you can't hear me or anything, guys. Of how one should start by buying some Bitcoin, preferably using cash with someone like Louis B. There was a lot of discussion about saying, why can't we go on an exchange, use our credit card? So you will have to actually go back and listen to 1 hour, 45 minutes of this video to get the basics. Now, I know a lot of you already own some Bitcoin, maybe having a wallet, have gone on exchanges and done various other things. But like I said in that presentation, we are not insisting you follow what we say. Neither today are we insisting you have to do everything we say the way we say it, but we are giving you best practices from our experiences. And there are many people who learn the hard way. So did we. And it's better to follow somewhat what we say. So one of the things that was emphasized multiple times and a takeaway from the last presentation was not your keys, not your crypto. So Coinomi as a wallet, we saw how to secure your 24-word seed and keep it written. We mentioned that wallets are for day-to-day use. We also very, very, very specifically mentioned that exchanges are preferably used only for exchanging. And today we are going to dwell a lot on exchanges, but the lesson taught there and the questions asked there are very relevant to today. Is that we do not recommend you use exchanges for much more than exchanging. You can ask questions today after the presentation. You could even ping it in the chat right now, but I'd like to continue so that everyone gets a good idea of today's topics. And we also mentioned that large value of crypto that you end up owning, probably because you ended up buying one Bitcoin, say in 2015, and today your $600 is $50,000. You need to keep it in a way that it does not connect it to a hot wallet on the internet and definitely not on an exchange. And therefore, we have something called as cold storage. And Bitcoin Bay has a specialization in helping people to cold store different tokens and different coins. And we are very, very, good pricing. But it can't be a general thing because different people own different coins. Some own Bitcoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin, this, that, and the other. So it's a bit of a personalized thing. And so unless you approach us, we will not be able to help you have a personalized option from a cold storage perspective. However, we definitely have clearly explained how one gets to download a wallet, how to secure your seed, how you can approach Louis B in Toronto, and anywhere from $200 up to $9,999 is allowed to conduct cash transaction without KYC. Now, again, we're not saying that we are recommending this method or not recommending this method, but this is one of your options. She is available Monday to Friday, 279 Spadina. You can call her and you can connect and start. I'm not saying you have to start with 9999, but 9999 and above, you have to do KYC. Okay, so that was an idea about what happened the last time. And I did promise everybody that if you look carefully, Bitcoin101.ca, I told you I'd put the slides, I'll hang that presentation completely with the video somewhere on the internet, and we may change the location to the YouTube location by next week, and I'll modify this slide to reflect that. However, anytime you feel that you have a beginner somewhere and he needs to start, it gets a bit difficult for us to, take everyone personally on the phone and teach them how to download a wallet and how to use a basic wallet. So they can watch this video and go through this presentation at bitcoin101.ca. And if you go through that presentation, you will see that there is a bit of a deep dive as you go down through the slides. We did make an attempt 2 weeks ago to give you that idea about how the blockchain works. We explained mining. And then we went into the easier part later, where after having shown you how to do a transaction, we actually have those slides here. And I've modified the last slide to reflect a little more than just one picture of us. There's a whole bunch of stuff that happened over the years, 2014, and that's 2019 here. So we're not new. We've been around for many years. In answer to someone's question saying, are we recommending you to get into Bitcoin from philosophical or whatever technical? I would say the aim is, from my perspective, more a technical aim. We're definitely not giving you investment advice. We do not say you go and do this, so don't turn around and even think that we are in here for investment advice. But what we do find is when the prices go up, and that happens on an average every 3 years, there's a whole bunch of people who want to get in and then they don't know where to start. And so this 2-part series to give you a better idea what to do. Okay, so having given you an overview of what was done 2 weeks ago, along with links, etc., the video, everything clear, I'm going to move on to today. Today is all about exchanges. And hence, whereas the last presentation and slides is on bitcoin101.ca, today's presentation and slides are on exchanges.bitcoin101.ca. So even on your phone right now, if you just go exchanges.bitcoin101.ca, all the slides for today's presentation and whatever we are going to do, of course, there's the hands-on part, etc., that's going to be part of the video, and I'll probably post the video link later at this exact site. But this is the gist of what we are going to cover. So, of course, everyone knows who I am. Everyone knows who Louis is. You know where she is. We've already shown you this slide. I'd like to re-emphasize info@bitcoinbay.ca, which is our email, where you can write into us anything regarding what you need. I also have a website, blockchain101.ca. That's this one, with a form in case any of you wish to fill it up with your email, your consent to be added on to Bitcoin Bay Telegram, WhatsApp, Signal groups, and your name, last name, and the phone that you want us to add you with, and any questions you want specifically to ask. I made the link on blockchain101.ca. We may change that later, but we'll update things to reflect that. Of course, our official website is bitcoinbay.ca. It's undergoing a little bit of change to reflect better what we do. And you can always email us at info@bitcoinbay.ca in case you don't want to go through this form. Okay, so again, this was last time. Today, table of contents. The first thing before we go on to crypto exchanges, currency trading pairs, trying to look at top exchanges, and getting into doing a transaction is to understand a website called CoinMarketCap. I'm going to take some time explaining a few things using this website. There are others similar to CoinMarketCap, but I know how everybody uses it and I know how it's going to make a difference today. By the way, if anyone's having a problem hearing me or anything at all, please stop me because I'm just going to go on assuming everything's fine. So let me know. Any questions you want to ping in the chat? I'm not watching the chat, but Gaurav, Antoine, Leo, everybody, please keep an eye so you can let me know. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is understand better how to use a website like CoinMarketCap. And in doing so, we're going to understand stuff about coins that we need to have some idea about before we say, hey, you know what? I'm going to buy some Elrond today, or I'm going to buy some Saya coin today, or I'm going to buy some Ren today. So it is important, other than knowing how Bitcoin works, to be able to get a technical idea of what it is you wish to switch your Bitcoin into in terms of a token or a coin. And in today's presentation, before I actually go in and do a trade on an exchange, I'm going to take a slight deviation in getting concepts using this website, coinmarketcap.com. I'll be coming back to this page as we go forward, but one thing I'd like to emphasize, we are not into investment advice. We're trying our best to get a mindset for all of you. And along with what we've done 2 weeks ago, today, again, before I actually do a trade, I'm trying to get you to have a mindset about researching what you buy and sell. Of course, it's not like you can't do it just because the price went up. That's your call. And like I said, we get a lot of interest when Bitcoin prices go up every 3 years. But we stick to the fact that we're not into investment advice. We will help you cold store, we'll help you do a lot of stuff, but we will not tell you, go buy this coin. We can teach you about the coin, but we will not tell you this is a good investment or a bad investment from that perspective. That is a call you make. So, huge disclaimer, none of our videos and nothing we are doing here is investment advice. I've been asked about tax and a few things. Now, I'm not saying we can't tell you because we know, but we are not tax advisors either. So you can ask, and as part of the network or the discussion we have after my presentation, obvious answers that we know we will be able to give you. But again, Bitcoin Bay is not into tax advice or investment advice. So if it's not clear, here I am making it very clear. Okay, right. Now, basics of what is Bitcoin has been explained and it's all over the place. So I'm not going to dwell on this slide much. The blockchain, again, difficult to spend much time today getting into that, but I will try with the different coins to give you a better input. I'm again saying spend some time. It's an hour 45 minutes for the previous presentations. It's been difficult getting people to sit there and watch an hour 45 minutes, but those who have watched and given me feedback have come back with something really great. And I really have to tell you that it's very difficult if one by one people start calling in and say, how do I start? Where do I download a wallet? Where do I get my Bitcoin? Those have been answered well in the last presentation. So spend some time watching it. Okay, here we are, coinmarketcap.com. So I'm going to actually go there. Just give me a second. And this is how people, do it. They go there, and here's what they do. They want to see in the last 24 hours, which is the coin that's been doing well, and then they want to go and buy it. I'm going to talk about Elrond today, but I will not have time to talk about all the different coins you see here. I would also like to point out that the crypto markets in US dollars are today close to 1 trillion, which is the total worth of each and every market cap that all the coins hold. On CoinMarketCap alone, there are 8,326 different tokens, coins, etc. Yeah, there are that many. And Bitcoin was explained 2 weeks ago in depth. You can go to bitcoin101.ca, start reading, get a little deeper. You could spend time with us, maybe if we can, to have a deep dive if you wish to, but sometimes it gets difficult. So I do tell people, if you go to the video bitcoin101.ca and you read and you reread and you spend some time, you eventually get it. You understand better. Anyway, so one of the things I prefer doing the moment I get into CoinMarketCap is to see my price in Canadian dollars. But here's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to log in. So those of you who have never done so in today's presentation, you don't have to do it with me, but I'm just telling you, you can sign up, and all you need is an email address and a password, and you sign up. I have already done that, so I'm going to just log in to CoinMarketCap using an email address, which is just for today, because I needed a fresh start. So I created an email address, alvin2@bitcoinbay.ca. And I have a password which I've written somewhere, which I'm gonna log in with. So just give me a second, guys. Hopefully I remembered that right, and I'm in. So I actually now am into CoinMarketCap. I'm not gonna save, so just hang on, guys. I'm gonna say never. And I'm going to switch to Canadian because that's what I usually like to see the price in Canadian. It will remember all these things. Unless I clear the cache of my browser, all these things are kept in memory. Stuff like if I want to work in night mode, day mode, whatever. So, so one of the things that I do recommend to people is don't just go like this, because I think even if it does show you this price, it's only for the top 100 coins that it does so. If you look here carefully, shows top 100. It doesn't really show you everything, and it can be quite a pain. So one of the things I do recommend as a fresh user, create yourself a login and create a watch list. Now, multiple watch lists is something new. I have a single watch list, again, not as Alvin2, but in an email address of my own. But today I've created alvin2@bitcoinbay.ca only so that I can show you how to create your login, log in, and create a watch list. So I'm going to add a few coins, the coins that I'm going to talk about. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe Cardano, let's say Elrond. So Elrond, yeah, there we are. And like that, you can add a lot of coins which are right across the spectrum of these 8,000 coins and tokens, because then you're watching your set of coins that you might want to trade in, or you might want to study about or dwell about on a daily basis. Otherwise, using CoinMarketCap with 8,000 coins and scrolling up and down and trying to figure out things can get a little difficult. So again, you'll realize that it's not investment advice. I'm going to say that. We're trying to get you to better handle scenarios that you require on a day-to-day basis. And I'm dwelling for some time on this website. There are others like WorldCoin Index, etc. But I think CoinMarketCap by far is the one most used. And if I'm not mistaken, today Binance owns CoinMarketCap. I may be wrong. I could be corrected if any one of you knows better. Now I'm going to add Siacoin, and let's see if I have any Ren. I'm going to stop with maybe Ren and maybe Stellar Lumens. Now, am I recommending these coins? No, I'm not. But I've added them in my watch list. And I can go pretty long. I don't even know what the limit of the watch list is. I think I've reached my limit on my original login. But here's a set of coins now which I can watch, and I can see, and I can, oh look, Elron's doing well. But hey, again, what's the technical deal here? So while I go back here and say, hey, what did I say? I'm gonna cover certain topics. One of them was understanding how to use CoinMarketCap better. And we've reached a stage where we've understood, okay, we can go there, log in, create a watch list. What else can we do? Now, I'm in my watch list, and it says my first watch list. I'm going to be honest, guys. I have not dwelled with more than one watch list yet. So it's something that I might not be able to just cover offhand, but you're getting it. You can create multiple watch lists, etc. I'm going to go back to CoinMarketCap's main site. And I guess you have understood how to use watch lists. I am still logged in. My settings remain, and every time I come back, unless I log out or I clear my cache, it will hold on to my settings. Now, I just want to spend a little more time today on CoinMarketCap explaining to you some other coins. And going back to my presentation, the ones, again, I want to focus on today are these coins. Not because I'm recommending them to buy, but I need to get you guys to understand that there are 7,000 or 8,000 coins and tokens in there. And in today's class, I want you to be able to hone a mindset before you go and buy. I mean, buying on an exchange is probably the easiest part of today, which I'm going to show you. But I want that mindset from the last time to now. We're on exchanges. That's not the place you leave your coins. You need wallets, you need cold storage. But when you go on exchanges, you just don't buy because of the price. Or maybe you do, that's your call. Again, it's not investment advice we are giving you, but how you can research better, create a watch list, and do various things from a different perspective. Especially for those of you who are beginners or have only dwelt with Bitcoin or not really understood more. There are different reasons and different categories in which various coins fall. Somewhat maybe they overlap, but way back in time, let's say 2010 or 9 till 2000, even say 12 or 11, you had Bitcoin, you had Litecoin. Litecoin was Charlie Lee, who was a Google engineer who cloned the Bitcoin blockchain and started Litecoin. you didn't have Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SV till FORKS splits took place all the way down in 2017. There's a lot of detail about proof of work coins like Bitcoin, Litecoin, etc. And proof of work itself is something that is explained in the last presentation, but today I'll try again. So we mentioned about nodes and we mentioned about mining in the last presentation. And we said that just having a node with your blocks being added was not what Bitcoin was all about. You needed to have some form of processing. And that was explained with mining. And mining in detail basically means that some kind of output has to be found, the corresponding input has to be found, like square root of a prime number. Once you get the square root, from the 5th place to the 10th place, I want you to give me the first prime number that has 512754. You'll say, why should I do it? I'll give you 50 Bitcoins. Oh, 3 square root, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. Oh, and that's how mining works. Basically, proof of work is nothing but throwing random nonsense through SHA-256 with all these people giving processing power, being tricked into collecting all the transactions that are taking place in those 10 minutes. And the output is defined by the blockchain saying, I need so many leading zeros when you put that input through the output. Again, proof of work coins. I'm going back. These are proof of work. Does proof of work have a meaning? Yes, it does. The Bitcoin blockchain is today by far one of the most powerful blockchain on the planet. It has, if every calculation is a hash, then it's exahashes and mining and electricity that's going into securing this blockchain. Where there's power, there's money. And there you have proof of work. Does proof of work mean anything? Power, military power, US dollar. I'm not going to delve into that either. I'm not, like I said, a bit philosophical here, but where there's power, there's money. So proof of work might just sustain better than the others, but hey, that's Bitcoin, Litecoin, Digibyte, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV. There are a whole plethora of proof of work coins which you can trade in on an exchange, and we'll see how to do so. But other than proof of work, there are coins which we have which use proof of stake. Now, Ethereum is a unique coin. The word Ethereum, I think Vitalik in those meetups in Toronto way back in 2013 and 14 was talking about the ability to do a decentralized Dropbox or a decentralized exchange or various things. And I think a few of us here didn't even have an idea how the blockchain worked. We just knew what Bitcoin was. And we wondered what this guy is talking about. We don't wonder anymore, but I do remember someone telling me Bitcoin 2.0, Alvin, you got to invest in Bitcoin 2.0. The word blockchain didn't exist. So he was trying to tell me about Ethereum coming to pass. And I was not clear what this guy was trying to tell me. Anyway, in hindsight, hopefully we are making an attempt to clear the technical, the philosophical, and various other aspects. But Ethereum still is proof of work, moving to proof of stake. They have begun staking, but it's still not completely done. However, Ethereum brought to the blockchain world, to the Bitcoin blockchain world something different, and that was contracts. So now, contracts are nothing but programs that you can create and throw in to the Ethereum blockchain with your keys, and those contracts will live on the blockchain and perform whatever the contract says or remain dormant until a trigger happens that says, when this happens, do this or do that. So the Ethereum blockchain brought more robustly into the ecosystem something that did not exist that well before. And it did it well because the virtual machine brought in solidity, which was like JavaScript like, and we had 15 million JavaScript people and everybody jumped in. So you saw a whole bunch of JavaScript people who had no philosophical alignment to what Satoshi and everybody did. And then in hindsight, I was like, yeah, you know what? Anyway, going back, one of the problems that Ethereum faces today is because every node requires to have a copy of the blockchain along with the contract and synchronize as proof of work takes place. It works, but it sucks. The gas fees are high, and sometimes you even pay a high gas fee and the contracts don't get executed because the miners don't pick it up for hours together. So right now, Ethereum is suffering, and it continues to suffer. It was a fantastic idea that came to pass. They are trying to fix the problem using a mix of proof of work and proof of stake with Ethereum 2.0. Today is not the day to discuss in depth about Ethereum, but hopefully now I've given you an idea of a difference between proof of work coins like Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum, which is also a proof of work coin, which is moving to proof of stake, which has the ability to do contracts. Now, Digibyte also does contracts. So does Bitcoin Cash to an extent. And the next class, 2 weeks from now, is maybe 5 coins or protocol one-on-one, where we'll take 5 different coins and discuss in detail about protocols. But today's class is about exchanges, and I'm into CoinMarketCap, trying to give you an idea how you can research on various coins. And so I have discussed proof of work coins and Ethereum, and coins similar to Ethereum, like Polkadot, Kusama, Algorand, Harmony, Zikila, Elrond, Cardano, Toda. Toda doesn't have a coin, but it's another Toronto-based solution, which is very unique. Now, each of these has evolved from the past. So when it comes to Bitcoin, we could blame it on Satoshi Nakamoto, who some of us believe is Hal Finney, who got the first Bitcoin transaction. Litecoin was Charlie Lee. Of course, we don't want to discuss too much about Bitcoin SV, but Bitcoin SV, Bitcoin Cash are all forks of Bitcoin, so we can still attribute them to an extent to Satoshi/Hal. Ethereum, however, was definitely Vitalik Buterin's idea, and it was born in Toronto. And we had people on that team that went to Zug, Switzerland after accepting a certain amount of Bitcoin from all of us. I think $18 million in Bitcoin was collected, and then the price crashed to 9.5 million. And they went to Zug, Switzerland and created Ethereum after 2 years. And today, a 30-cent investment in Ethereum in the pre-sale is 1,800 Canadian dollars. That's 600,000%, just in case anyone wants to do the math. I wish I had invested. Anyway, looking back, other than Vitalik, on that team were Cardano, Charles Hoskinson, Polkadot Kusama, Dr. Gavin Wood, and various other people who today have moved on, and for various reasons, you can get back to us and we'll tell you, and created their own proof of stake blockchains to do what Ethereum does, and that's mainly contracts. And some of them are doing it better than Ethereum already. And they all have the option to add Solidity in there because there's a company that specializes in doing that. So we call that set of coins as layer one scaling. Again, if you cannot see my screen and stuff, then let me know, because I'm assuming you are with me and your mind and mine is together, because it's difficult to. So layer one scaling coins, I've just listed them. You can't really buy Toda because Toda is not a coin. Toda is a completely different dimension. It works on layer 0, and you guys should, I'll try and put a separate presentation about it. But when one looks to take on a bunch of coins, do we know which one's gonna win? No clue. Are we recommending investment? No, you can see there, big red, not investment advice. But Elrond, for example, works on, Joe, I hope you're listening, because it's thanks to you I ever got into Elrond, but adaptive state sharding, which means that with all those machines that are doing proof of stake, there's no mining happening. You need to have some Elrond in there staked to be able to be part of the staking. And then at random, you'll have sharding where certain set of machines will be picked up and they will be building the blocks. But adaptive state sharding, because if someone DDoSes those machines, then the blockchain goes down, and hence it has to be done in a random way. So, and Elrond claims to have, if I'm not mistaken, already 5,000 transactions per second, which is far, far better than even some of the other coins like Polkadot, etc. But I haven't done the math, so please don't quote me here. Also, do I know for sure it's got 5,000 transactions per second? That's the claim. We haven't done that depth of research, and today's class is about not guaranteeing you that this is the exact math by which it works. But coming from, I forget the country, Elrond is Romania. Anybody can be the next Vitalik. I kept saying that. So that's layer one scaling for you. Other than that, I'm going to jump to storage coins, where Saya coin came to pass, I think, in 2014, where, if I'm not mistaken, David Warwick, who heard about Bitcoin, thought of this idea where you can use spare hard disk space that is available in anyone's machine anywhere in the world, and give that using incentives of proof of work blockchain to be able to allow anybody to store using the Saya network. Now, I'll give the common example I used to give when I spoke about this. I think all of you have heard about ransomware, where someone can come into your hard disk and lock it using crypto and say, send me Bitcoin and I'll give you the keys to open it. So that's the butcher. Now think of it as the doctor who says, you've got hard disk space which you don't use. Download the Saya coin wallets, and using proof of work, we will take what you can give, and you will be paid by people through the Saya network, but you'll not be able to see what they store because it will be encrypted in the same way as the butcher encrypts it. So it's the butcher versus the doctor there, David Warwick and team, Saya coin. Okay. So we had proof of work, we have contracts, we have storage. Arviv is a similar solution that allows permanent storage. You pay once and your storage is permanent. Whereas Saya coin, you keep having to renew the contracts. And then we have interoperability coins and other coins like Stellar Lumens. I'll talk about interoperability later, but now I'm going to go back here to CoinMarketCap, where we've seen watch lists.
What is it?
sorry. And we've seen basic look, and now they've got a full section for storage coins. I mean, you can imagine where we've reached. And some of us are still buying only Bitcoin. So again, philosophy, technology, call it what you want, but not investment advice. Watch list, add coins. I just added Saya coin. Is it my favorite? Well, I thought maybe after missing out on the contracts, I'll get somewhere on the storage, but Saya never went up that much. So, hey, I'm not saying, but what do all these other coins do? There's a whole dimension today called DeFi, decentralized finance. And then you've got the Oracle coins, which again, I really don't have that much time today because if I don't move, I'm not going to finish. So come back for Protocol 101 and we'll talk deeper into various coins. But decentralized finance is a whole new dimension that, again, Joe, thank you for pushing me in last year. And there's a whole bunch of stuff happening again on the Ethereum blockchain currently, and the speed sucks. It's a pain to deal with the Ethereum blockchain, but when any of those other layer one scaling ones take over, you can just port the whole thing. And now you have an entire decentralized internet of blockchains. And so I've spent time today giving you better ideas about CoinMarketCap. And let's put it this way, if you want to really spend time researching a certain token, you go into your watch list or wherever you are and you click on the coin. And you have everything about Saya coin in here. And you can go on to the official website, which is, if I'm not mistaken, saya.tech. I do remember that. And I can just point you there, just so that you get an idea that, hey, official website, official everything, official wallet. So again, I'm not here to delve onto a certain coin and its depth, but I am here to get you into a mindset, hopefully, of how to think before you go and trade. Now, again, like I said, I can't stop you from trading because the price goes up or down, but that's I don't know. I mean, that's your call. And so I guess I'm going to call it for CoinMarketCap. And again, go back to my exchanges.bitcoin101.ca. Again, that's today's class. The slides are right there for you. It's not bitcoin101.ca where I have last time's class and a deep dive into Bitcoin. Today, we've spent time looking at CoinMarketCap and trying to understand how to better use it along with coins and tokens. Now you'll ask me, what's the difference between a coin and a token? You know, inside Ethereum, there are many people who created coins inside Ethereum because Ethereum could do a lot. You could write a contract which was a coin. You could create an Alvin coin. You could create another coin. You could create, in fact, even Elrond was initially created as ERC20 token inside Ethereum. So you have to understand the difference that inside Ethereum, when you create a coin, it's called a token, whereas outside proof of work storage, others are called coins. But even Ren initially has started off as a ERC20 token. So it has to be very clear in technical terms whether you're dealing with a token or a coin, and in general, it's written there. I mean, it's not like you'll look for Ren here and not know it's an ERC20 token. I'm gonna try, guys. So just bear with me while about Ren, and somewhere it's probably going to be written that ERC20. It started off as an ERC20, and then you can use it. It's mainly used in DeFi. I'm going to get to that aspect. Here it is. Ren, instead of being paid as an ERC20 token, Ren attracts various gas fees. So again, due diligence, depth, websites, Ren Bridge, things about each coin. It's a lot. It's an industry today. The blockchain is not just about coins and Bitcoin and Ethereum alone, but that's where I guess most of these top level investment companies have started realizing, let's start with Bitcoin. Where were they for the last 10 years? We don't know. Is them coming in going to make the price go really high? We don't know. Philosophically, I'm going to repeat, Genesis block of Bitcoin, after 20 years of research, the cypherpunks who really fought with each other, Satoshi put something there. It says, Chancellor is on the brink of another bailout for the banks. So why did the cypherpunks do it? Go Google cypherpunks. Try and figure out what their philosophy was and why Bitcoin came to pass in the first place. Anyway, getting back. So one more term before I move on to exchanges is this term called sexy. I've been moving back and forth. I'm going to try to move this window there. Hopefully it fits in. No? Okay, there it is. Okay. So again, thanks to Tufi Saliba of Toda, this became one of my catch-all phrases, sexy. Sexy stands for security, efficiency, confidentiality, scalability, and interoperability. I'm going to throw a question at any one of my co-hosts. Can you guys still hear me? And am I audible and clear?
Yes,
Yeah,
you're
okay.
all good.
Okay, so in case you don't or something goes wrong, if you don't stop me, I'm just looking at a screen. This is the second time in my life I'm doing a Zoom meeting, so just forgive me. I'm trying my best. I've been a trainer for 20 years in Dubai, but here I kind of took a break. It's fun getting back, but here we're talking about sexy. So sexy stands for security, efficiency, confidentiality, scalability, and interoperability. And somewhere here, I spent time talking about interoperability tokens. I think I should have added Kusama and Polkadot in the interoperability because I believe they do address that, and so does Cosmos, another Toronto-based solution. But I'm going to spend some time talking about Ren today because I haven't researched enough or haven't had, like, there's no way any one of us going to get unlimited time to research 8,000 different blockchains. That's why I'm strongly going to suggest if you watch this video when I do post it, go back to what Leo said. You guys want to, sort of collaborate with Bitcoin Bay as interns or whatever it is. It's the opportunity cost that you will be missing out if you don't. Yes, I'm not saying there are no other places that you can go and try and learn. Let me know if it comes close. I just think we've got so much of depth and so many years, and we've seen so much. We see a scamster a day or two scamsters a day coming at us and try to prevent you from falling in it. So really, your association with us is what will make all the difference to your opportunity cost. And that's the problem I'm having too, is I need people who are aligned with the ethos to come and say, hey, you know what, I can do some research on this coin and do this presentation next time. Alvin, in protocol 101, 5 coins, let's do the next 5 coins with the community, right? So we'll try. We'll try to give you the head start. We'll do a few things, but there's only this much that can be done. So we've talked about storage, we've talked about proof of work, and today I'm going to be now going into Ren and why I think that a technical aspect of it will give you a better idea of interoperability. So hot topic, sexy. What is it? Security, efficiency, confidentiality, scalability, and interoperability. Now, security, TCP/IP sucks, but it did well for what it achieved. But that layer on which people work, whatever 7 layers that reach TCP/IP, transmission control protocol, internet protocol, has suffered and led to a lot of breaches and required an entire industry of security people to come to pass. Some of them are my ex-CIBC people in the presentation today. So if you're listening, hey, what Bitcoin managed to do as a protocol, whether it's working slow or not, other than solving, double spend, which we can discuss later, it brought a certain level of security with public-private key pairs and SHA-256 and the nodes and the mining, etc. And so a protocol came to pass where to date, the older algorithms have been compromised, and that's why you're supposed to come to us, because you keep your coins on an older key pair, you're going to have problems. So please, cold store is a mindset, and today is not about cold store. Bitcoin Bay will give you a specialized rate to really help you, but if you've got tons of money on that, you better come to us, because we'll try our best to help you out. It's not even really a big cost. We're trying to do it for as low as $500, but you've got 100,000 out there. We are not going to ask you that. We'll show you how to cold store. But getting back, security is solved with Bitcoin. And so I would say Ethereum and all the other 8,000 coins, fair enough. Did we have a problem? Yes, we did. When we had the DAO, there was a problem. Person was able to call back the coins, breaking into the layer 1 aspect of Ethereum, which got fixed later and a whole bunch of fighting. But that goes back to 2014. So security issues have come about in Ethereum, but that's been fixed. Bitcoin, really, double spend, I don't think it's a problem. It's just being hyped right now, and you can ask the questions. Leo has already participated in discussions, so I wouldn't say security is a problem. Efficiency, I said that. Ethereum sucks. So is scalability. It's a pain. But look at a coin like Elrond. With adaptive state sharding, it's talking about 5,000 transactions per second. Have I tested it? I don't know. You can sit with me and start a whole, but hey, efficiency, scalability, layer 1. It's not yet completely addressed, but it's getting there. So that's another 2 things that the blockchain has to be looked at from the sexy perspective, and that's the whole thing. Sexy is the blockchain solutions and those 8,000 coins and how they are looking to get solved by different teams all over the planet. Of course, confidentiality is already pseudo-anonymous. Bitcoin can be traced, chain analytics can be done, because it's not really completely anonymous, but then you can always do Monero instead, etc., etc. So confidentiality. And then we talk about interoperability. Now, interoperability, again, like I said, you have Cosmos, Ren, and I said Kusama and Polkadot. But let me try to give you an example of interoperability. Let's say, for example, you own Bitcoin, or you own Bitcoin Cash, or you own some coin. Now, those blockchains don't do DeFi. You even have Tesla stock, which has nothing to do with the blockchain. But DeFi on Ethereum has solutions where you need to be able to trade that Bitcoin and do something with it on the Ethereum blockchain. So you can have somebody saying, I am going to create something called as WBTC or TBTC. You give me 1.5 Bitcoins, I'll create an ERC20 token. For every 1.5 Bitcoin you give me, I'll create 1 Bitcoin on the ERC20 token. And then we can trade that under DeFi. Would you trust that guy? Really? That's not a decentralized solution. So that kind of interoperability, if you don't research, you might get stuck with WBTC or TBTC, and then suddenly find you can't really turn it back. So there is a need for being able to transfer stuff, value between blockchains, and that's what interoperability is all about. Now, I've always said that one of the things that Ethereum was able to solve was the fact that it put a virtual machine in place, whether you used Solidity or anything else. Most of the stuff that got developed never stuck unless it was tested, audited, and became a standard, like ERC20, ERC72. A sushi swap then became a Uniswap that became, so there was similar code that got tested, and that's what scaled. So having a virtual machine like a solution works better if it solves something. And sometimes, because of various factors, scalability and efficiency sucks, because Ethereum's having too many people doing too many things and proof of work is not working. Hey, but that doesn't mean it's bad when it started, because it did solve something. It's working towards getting solved. But let's say, for example, a coin like Ren. You have something called as the Ren bridge using the Ren virtual machine, in which a whole bunch of machines need to have a certain amount, I think it's 100,000 Ren, to be able to get to being proof of stake on the Ren bridge. And it uses a protocol called Shami secret trading, whereby anybody from Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Zcash, and currently I think Digibyte can send that to the Ren bridge, and they will get Ren BTC, Ren Bitcoin Cash, Ren Zcash on the Ethereum blockchain automatically with no human intervention. And it can be reversed backwards, and a small fee will be kept paid off to the bridge. Now that's interoperability in the true sense of decentralization. And that's what SECSI is all about. And therefore, when you look at investing in something like Ren, you need to understand what it does. You need to understand interoperability. And so hopefully by now, I have gotten across concepts so that I can move on to exchanges. I'm going to move a little fast because the rest of exchanges is just about going in Binance and doing a trade, but I need to spend some time talking about different exchanges. So I'm going to start right here. Not Bitcoin, rather. Exchanges are places you can exchange your Bitcoin or your various other coins depending on the currency pairs available. Or you can even buy using credit cards. But they're usually termed as CEX because they are centralized exchanges. So whether you use Poloniex or Binance or Coinbase, again, we are not recommending anything. Exchanges can fail. Please go through the last video, 1 hour, 45 minutes, to know that exchanges should not be used for anything other than exchanging. Again, questions like, can I keep it there while I'm exchanging for a week or so? Again, all those risks are very clearly explained in the last presentation where you taught how to download a wallet and start. But here we go about various centralized exchanges, of which today I'm going to show one transaction on the Binance exchange. Do I recommend Binance? No, I don't. Are we into investment advice? No. Do I recommend anything I said today as an investment? No. We're trying to get technical, philosophical, and mindsets here in place. So centralized exchanges have different ways, of which I found centralized Binance, you just need an email and a password to start. It doesn't go too much into KYC, but I think Poloniex I haven't used for some time now. It has a painful KYC, especially if you're pulling your coins out. Coinbase is one of the oldest and largest. Hey, but you know what? I think back in the US a few years ago, some judge said, I need all the names and addresses of everybody registered on Coinbase. And that was called John Doe summons, and they gave the bloody database. So bless anyone who uses centralized exchanges based in a country which can be called upon to do whatever, give your details to wherever is necessary. Then comes Canadian centralized exchanges. The more famous one, CoinSquare, the oldest one in Ottawa, Canada, Bitcoins. I know people who've gone there way back before I even got into Bitcoin, and they would give you a paper with your private key written out. Man, that must have been some time. So I'm just mentioning. And then I'm going to talk about atomic loans after I say, hey, so is Virgo CX. Here's how to buy Bitcoin worldwide Canada. And Louis B is one of the exchanges we have where you can go across to 279 Spadina, put cash, take Bitcoin. So it's an over the counter. Now, atomic loans is not atomic exchange. It's a Toronto based solution again, where if you log in and it's not an exchange really, but you can take loans against your Bitcoins. If you log in and you able to get your ledger and your MetaMask set up, then it will lock your Bitcoin on the Bitcoin blockchain and give you a loan up to, I think, 70% of your Bitcoin value in a stable coin, which you can then use to buy more Bitcoin or do what you want. So I'm just throwing that in there because I said, hey, you know what? We're talking about Toronto and Canada and centralized exchanges. And finally, I think this is the last slide. Yeah. Each exchange has a decentralized exchange. We're going to try and create one if time permits today to create a decentralized exchange account on Binance. Of course, the website is different. This is binance.com and this is binance.org. Waves Exchange, Poloni Dex, each one, let me tell you, has its own pain points. I've tried some of them purely because I didn't like the John Doe concept and I've had problems. And I know people here right now who've tried various options through situations and, it's not really worked. Waves, for example, was great working, but liquidity wasn't great. And when you try to pull out proof of work coins, they took like 2 days to come, whereas the proof of like the ERC20 coins came out fast. And then when you've had a problem saying, shit, have I lost my coins? They had a Telegram group where there were a whole bunch of scamsters that try to get your private keys. So I'm not recommending anything here. I'm just telling you there is centralized exchanges and decentralized exchanges. Centralized exchanges generally require an email address, a phone number, and a lot more KYC to log into and work with. Each one has different limits about what you can pull out, how much you can do, how much Bitcoin you can take out in a day. And decentralized exchanges generally have a key, a seed, which allows you to log in and keep yourself anonymous, but with various problems that I just mentioned. So hopefully today I've been able to get a mindset of various situations. And now I'd like to jump in before 7:30, hopefully, and do one transaction on Binance so that people get an idea how you can. Right here, I'm logged in to a centralized exchange, Binance.com. I use that same email, alwyn2 at bitcoinbay.ca to create this account. And just FYI, I wouldn't mind creating it now, but it will take time and it's just a matter of saying go and log in and it's pretty fast. Binance doesn't take much time to create an account. Of course, it does send verification, etc. if you're using an email. I also sent some Bitcoin in yesterday itself. The reason is if I did it now, then I would end up having to wait for it to reach in here. So if you see an overview here, this has around $500 Canadian, this is US in Bitcoin, which I sent here to just receive it. And this was done yesterday. So you can always go and deposit Bitcoin to an address which they provide. Again, once you give it to them, you don't control your keys. So bless you if the exchange fails. Of course, that's another topic. We've had Quadriga, we've had Mt. Gox, we've had Cryptsy, lots of failures. So anyway, so I want to buy some Elrond. In fact, I'm going to try and buy a whole bunch. So from last time to this time, 0.01220944 Bitcoin. Brief.com. Those of you who were there last time, I'm gonna look at Canadian dollars, and I have, wow, that was slow. Something's slowed down, so be a little patient, guys. Hopefully this doesn't hang completely. But all I was trying to do is show you that I had 500 CAD approximately in Bitcoin. My Chrome's hung. Wasn't expecting that, so luckily my Zoom's not hung. So we're trying to do an exchange, and I'm trying to, okay, so let me just write it down. So here we go, 0.01220944. So you see, I have around $500 in Canadian, and ideally I should have some idea before I do the exchange that, oh, what am I buying? I'm buying Elrond. Okay, what's the price? And what should I be getting? How many Elrond should I be getting if I spend all my money buying Elrond? So maybe I'd go here in CoinMarketCap and say LE Gold. I think that's what Elrond is called, or maybe it's just Elrond. And it used to be called Elrond, and now it's changed to E-Gold. There are some permutations and combinations. But in Canadian dollars, if I'm paying $63 per Elrond token, I should be getting approximately at least 8 to 9, if less, whatever, with this price. So I'm going to go and do that trade. So I go trade Classic. I use Classic. Guys, there's a lot of options you can do in every exchange to do lots of things. You'll really have to get in and start. But here in today's class, I'm trying to get some Elrond, and hopefully with Bitcoin to Elrond, I should be able to, just a second, E-Gold, I think it's EGLD. Hang on. Usually, there it is, E-Gold. EGLD, that's the ticker. And so if you look here, buy EGLD, sell EGLD, you better be sure you're buying the right coin, guys. If you don't understand the various nuances of this coin and how it changed various valuations, and but this is the Elrond I was talking about. So the price right now when I'm buying it is 0.001529 in Bitcoin. I can do pairs with US, but I'm doing it in Bitcoin because I own Bitcoin. If I go to see what is 0.001529, here we go, 0.0015. So around $62, which is very more or less what I kind of expect. Of course, then I say go for market. Rather, hang on, just a second. Price by E-Gold. Just a second. Spot, what was it? Limit. Price 0.00. Amount. Let's say I buy 7. And that's a little less than 1 point. So I go for 8. It says, no, you don't have that much money in Bitcoin. So 0.01223. So I say buy me 7.5. Let's see if that works. And at this price, if I hit a buy, it creates a limit for that price in here. And you can see the little dot. I'm the next guy. It's done. I already, it's finished. It was a pretty close thing and it got executed. So if I go to see now in my wallet, under overview, I should be having 7.5 Elrond, and hang on. So it's BTC values being shown, but if I go fiat and spot, I think I haven't done a trade for a few months, guys. So just bear with me. But look, I got 7.49 Elrond and this much BTC. The BTC value is shown on the top, and the US dollar value is shown, etc., etc. So this is a trade that I've done. Guys, it's 7:30 now. I would want Leo. Can you unmute your mic so that I can just
Hello,
hear
can you
you?
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So it's 7:30. I covered a lot. The only thing left is if I want to do a login and create a decentralized account on Binance using a DEX, which is pretty not that easy. But I think we need to throw some time for people to ask questions and network. So I'm going to stop here. I think, is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. We can always
Because it's
do.
7:30. I don't want to push because you know what, guys, I really don't know what questions are there that I've just been holding you back, and I'd like everybody to get a chance. So if there are some, you know, uh, direct questions or saying, oh, we were expecting you to show me how to do
Yeah.
derivatives. Okay, we'll do all that. You give us
So
feedback. Yeah,
so
and
let's do this.
yeah.
Let's do this. So we can
I'm gonna
end it
stop
here.
sharing. Yeah.
We can end it here. We can always circle back and do a topic on exchanges or stuff like that on dexes and take it from there. Right. But right now let's open it up for questions so that I know there's a lot of questions we can get into. Then we can get into talking about current news and all that. Okay.
Okay, so over to you guys, and I'm gonna shut up. Hey, you know what? I can keep talking, but it's your time, guys. I really don't know. I mean, at this point, I guess we've tried. So I'd like you guys to come out with whatever you feel, anything you want. Don't think that there's anything you can ask which is not good. Any question, just ask.
Hey, Alwyn, I have a question actually. So I use cold wallets a lot. I try not to day trade because I'm not very sophisticated in the area. And you know, I'm a bit of a paranoid person by nature. And so, you know, I have to have trust before I get in. How do you determine which exchanges are trustworthy? Because, and the reason I say this, you know, if you want to have some money in there, you don't want to be able to, you don't want to feel like you can't sleep at night because your money's not secure. So how do you evaluate whether an exchange is safe or not?
So I'll answer that because I think one, you were not there for the last one. I'm going to be blunt. Wallets for what you use day to day. Exchanges only for exchanging. You leave your money on an exchange. I don't even have a guarantee if it's a decentralized exchange, you get it back. If it crashes, because various aspects of DEX is some portion centralized, some portion not. The next question you have to ask yourself is, are wallets even safe? Because I'm not the one vetting your code of the wallets, right? So by recommending even something like Coinomi, if you go to Coinomi, you can actually do an exchange inside Coinomi using CoinSwitch. I thought I'd show that today, but if you guys have downloaded Coinomi, you can try that. But I know some people who've used blockchain.com and tried something similar and they never got their coins. So there is no way I'm going to turn around and say wallets and exchanges are safe. Exchanges mostly are dangerous to keep stuff that you shouldn't be keeping. Use exchanges only for exchanging, wallets for day-to-day use, and cold store, because any high value that you lose because you've not done the cold storage right is not going to be something you're going to be too happy if you lose your coins. And that's why I said it's worth throwing some money and saying let's go for a personalized cold store option through Bitcoin Bay or something, because you've got a few $100,000 there and you're not really being smart, right? So again, I'm going to leave this open to anybody to answer. This is my take. No exchanges are not to be trusted. So
Well, okay. So let me touch
We've
on
got
that as well.
some, yeah, just Leo, after you're done, we've got some questions in the chat, which I'd like to
Okay.
ask on behalf of the people. So when you're done, let me know.
Yep. So basically, if you're an active trader and you basically want to go in and out, keep your coins, only the trading amount and an exchange. So play as much as you want with the exchange with the mindset that I'm only doing transaction trades. Once you want to get out, once you're not doing any more trades, take it off the exchange. Because right now, centralized exchanges are the best places to actually actively trade. DEXs are difficult. but bearing in mind that there is a risk that a centralized exchange can basically be hacked or can scam you out of your money at some point or whatnot. But if you're looking to participate in the actively traded market, exchanges are one good thing, or you can go with a mutual fund, what's called. In Canada, you have QBTC, which tries to mimic the Bitcoin price. That is through the TSX. And you have other exchange traded funds or exchange traded notes globally that you can look at, that you can participate in. That way, if you want some kind of comfort. Outside of that, if you just want to trade pure crypto, and a lot of pure cryptocurrencies like Binance, Coinbase, CoinSquare, Virgo CX, in Canada anyways, are not considered exchanges. They're basically money service businesses. So just bear that in mind.
A couple of questions we've got from the audience is, if I want to avoid CoinMarketCap because, okay, I think someone answered that. So that was a CoinGecko, but if there's any other alternatives outside of CoinGecko instead of using CoinMarketCap. Second question we have is, how do you purchase on an exchange and then move it to cold storage? And those are two questions we have right now. So
Okay,
anything
so
outside of CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko, and
yeah,
then
WorldCoin Index. There's one, and you can go and check. There are a few, but CoinMarketCap is the most one used. CoinGecko is good too. I'm not gonna say anything about saying you have to do anything we said, but yeah, great. That's a good one. But I want to answer Adley. You know, when she asked this question, how do you purchase on an exchange and move it to cold storage? First thing I'm telling you is, watch that video where we do a simple transaction between two wallets, because if you've never done a Bitcoin transaction, you've just bought on an exchange and you're stuck with that exchange, you need to have a wallet and start doing a transaction between two wallets. Because when you have, let's say, Bitcoin or Ren or Siacoin or whatever else on an exchange, and you start thinking, I'm gonna have to move it out, you need a wallet that'll take that Siacoin. Now, Coinomi doesn't do Siacoin. So then what do? Again, you can use Siacoin wallet on Sia.tech, but that requires the whole blockchain. Is that a good idea? These kind of questions will come. But if you have like 1 million Siacoin and that's worth like $20,000 and you're going to leave it on an exchange, then it's a serious problem. So depending on the coin, if you're able to take it out, let's say it's Bitcoin or Litecoin or Ethereum, because we've shown how to download Coinomi and then you can move that out onto a wallet, you are better off than leaving it on the exchange if you don't really need the exchange to exchange, because at least now you're on a wallet that has keys which you've created and are in your possession. So again, I'm telling you, this is part 2. So you need to go through part 1 and clearly understand wallets for day-to-day, exchanges for exchanging, and cold store is a mindset depending on what you're doing. And do we say that wallets can't fail? Hey, I'm saying we don't vet the code. Whoever's written Coinomi, it's even a wallet, even a sort of an exchange. I know people who've used blockchain.com and tried to use their exchange facility and the money never came. So I'm not going to be able to endorse wallets, but cold store techniques and how you can, use various mindsets best suited for you is something we provide as a service. So you're welcome to approach us. It's not much different once you set up that service, set up that method to just do the transfer. That's the easy part. But you could use a ledger, you could use coin, what was that, coin kites devices, etc. But each of those, like I said in the last meetup, have problems of their own. Ledger got hacked the other few months ago, but not the ledger device as much as the database of people who ordered that ledger. And I'm thinking of starting a service where people don't need to give their address, telephone number, anything. Maybe you could use Bitcoin's address and pay us $50 just to get your ledgers delivered to our office and come and pick it up from us. So various situations and scenarios we'll try to mitigate for you, But again, do I guarantee that ledgers themselves cannot be hacked? I mentioned last time, Trezors, once you get hand of the physical device, can be hacked. Ledgers never buy from an untrusted source, because if they've already initiated it and the keys are already in their hand and you buy it, you're already in trouble. So it's a knowledge base, a mindset, and that's where we come in. So we recommend you get in touch with us for the best practices for yourself, and try doing some basic wallet and other transactions to start with if you've never done so. I'm not saying you can't cold store yourselves, guys. Those of you who are great and good at it and have found ways to do so, bless you, we're good about it. But if not, or if you have stuck to an exchange with your coins over the years and not ever moved it, or feel the need to connect with us, please just come to us.
Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do, if you guys can hear me, there's a bunch of questions in the chat, but I think Mike, shout out to Mike. I think he's doing a great job of trying to keep on top of it with answering as much as he can. Leo or Alwyn, if you guys could take a couple of seconds to maybe just read through a couple of the questions, maybe direct message them your answers or your recommendations, just to save us a little bit of time here. What I'm gonna say is we've gone a little bit over time, and just wanted to let you guys know that this video will be on YouTube. So what you can do is my recommendation, give us a follow on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, find us there. If you've still got questions, shoot us an email. I didn't add an email on my presentation, but I think Alwyn mentioned it before. There is an info@Bitcoin Bay, which you can directly email Bitcoin Bay and someone will get back to you as soon as possible. But what I'd also recommend, something I did not talk about, but if someone could help me out here, maybe Mike or Joe, is we've got a Telegram group. We are shifting to Signal, which we will be blasting an email for this week. So if you're interested in joining Bitcoin Bay, we have a traders group. We have a Bitcoin Bay main group where we've got leaders within the space who are building companies, and you get to network and ask any of your questions. And we've got a DeFi chat as well. So those are 3 groups in which any of you can be added to, and you can ask all your questions. Or if you feel there's more questions related to this topic, please be sure to go onto YouTube, give us a like, share a comment, tell us what you think, tell us where we can improve, and we will take all that feedback to condense the information and get back to your questions faster. I think that's all I had to say. This was brought to you by Bitcoin Bay. Thank you for tuning in. As we always say, remember, not your keys, not your crypto. Please be safe of transacting on your wallet, transacting on exchanges. We've talked about it a million times, and I'm not going to keep on repeating it because even I'm kind of tired of hearing it from Alwyn, but nothing hurts in reminding one last time just for the end of the presentation. So yeah, find us on our social media platforms, give us a like on YouTube, join our chats, keep the conversation going, stay safe, and I hope to see everyone in 2 weeks for our next topic on protocols. So long.
Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.